Shall we start, Mark? So in the last session we have gone through the basic fundamentals of management. So we shall go with the basic fundamentals. Let us have a quick recall. So basically regarding management, the definitions are given by different persons. And what is the first definition there, Mark? Regarding planning, organizing, leading and controlling an organization's operations. These are the n number of definitions given by different persons. But from exam point of view, definitely you should be thorough with these definitions. Because straight away, if you see the last part, so tomorrow you'll be having question session. If you're practicing today, I'll be discussing the questions tomorrow. Okay? And so mainly we have gone through the definitions like efficiency and effectiveness. What is meant by efficiency now mainly? Efficiency. Efficiency means... So regarding, if you are using the raw material and all, use less and get more. That's the point. Okay? And one more thing. And here we have gone through characteristics of management. What are the characteristics of management now? Can you tell those few things? Goal-oriented, group activities, continuous process, dynamic function, intangible, and last one, all pervasive. And also last one, multi-dimensional. So it is not concentrating on only one area or one department. It has to cover or link every department. Okay? So take down the heading mark. First, as you have written notes in and all, go with the topics which are important. I'm giving summary of these parts. So take down the notes. Keep the heading characteristics of management. So characteristics of a management. There are 7 characteristics. Copy down the first one. Do it faster. And whenever you are writing the notes and all, have the habit of mentioning the date. That will be having importance. What is today's date now? Mention the date. 11. So what is the first characteristic feature? Goal oriented. Second one, all pervasive. Third one, pervasive. All pervasive. Is it visible? Third one, group activity. Group activity. Fourth one, intangible. Fifth one, dynamic function. Sixth one, continuous process. Seventh one. Fifth one is dynamic function. Sixth one is continuous process. So I have every right to break the mobiles. That is your wish. Once gone there, you cannot take them and all. You can keep them in bag. That is the process. Done with these 7 points. Seventh one is multi-dimensional. So can we have a quick recall of first point? What is the first point? Goal oriented. What is the goal of the entire organization mainly? To achieve the strategies which are drafted and to reach their vision, mission and all. Goals. Are you having the basic idea of these things? Strategy, vision, mission and all. So our main motive is to reach those targets and yearly they may be having different targets. For example, in the next year, financial year, I want to have some good market share or increase by 10 percentage. That is my goal. I should reach that part. And what is second one? All pervasive. Okay, so it is not just one area or one point. It is connected to everywhere. And what about next third one? So it is like something a team working for an organization, not just for one guy and all. And what about next one? Is it tangible or intangible? It is straight away intangible. Okay. And what about fifth one? What type of function? Dynamic function. What is meant by dynamic function? Dynamic function. Keep on changing based on the requirement. Okay. And what about process? Is it one day process or continuous process? So you make some sort of changes, you implement them, and in the future you have to alter them again and again. That is continuous process. And last one, what type of dimensional? Multi-dimensional, covers all the areas. Okay, that is regarding the characteristics of management. And this is one question for you from exam point of view. Okay, and go to the second question. Objectives of management. Objectives of a management. What are the objectives of management? There are totally 3 objectives. The first one is organizational, social and personal. When we are going with importance, there are totally 5 important points. What is the first one? Regarding importances. Next, third one is importances of management. Importances of management. What is the first one? What type of objectives? So if everyone in the organization has their own personal objective, that should be attained along with the organizational objective. So that's the first one. Achieving personal objectives. That's the first one. And next, society development. Society development. Achieving personal objectives. And second one, society development. It is like 2% of profits to CSR activities. Okay, basically in the Companies Act, there is a rule that at least they should spend around 2% of their profits for the sake of CSR activities. It is a rule by Companies Act. Okay, and third one, creates a dynamic organization. What type of organization? Dynamic organization. Creates dynamic organization. The next one, main motive is to increase the efficiency. Organizational wide, they want to increase the efficiency. Less raw material or some raw material and get more produce mainly. Okay. What about the last one? Achieving group goals. Organization together is a group. It has different goals, and all those goals should be achieved by the management. Done with these points. What are we discussed till now? Importance. What is the first one? First one, achieving personal objectives. Second one, what development? Society development. Third one, creates dynamic function. And next one, increase efficiency. Last one, achieving group goals. And go with the next one, nature of management. Nature of management. Write these points as it is. First 3 points are important. management is as old as civilization. Management is as old as civilization. Development of commerce and trade led to the development of management. And the last one, it's a dynamic subject. Done with all the 3 points, or still writing? What is the first point here? Management is as old as civilization. And what is the next point? Development. Third point, development of commerce and trade led to the development of management. And what is the third point? It's a dynamic subject. So regarding nature of management, if they ask a question, these 3 are the key points. And the next most key point is management is a science, art, and both. What is it point? Management is a science, art, and both. At one point of time we may treat it as science, and at one point of time we may treat it as art. Altogether it is a combination of science and arts. Okay, and mainly this area can be asked for long questions. At your business studies you are having short questions and long questions, so you can expect this question from long areas. Okay, and are you having business studies material? So once if you are done with this subject and all, because we are done with the first unit, today we are having only the last topic, that is coordination. The coordination part is done, the first chapter, first topic is done. So once it is done, tomorrow if you are going through that book and all, we shall go with the exam tomorrow. Okay, tomorrow. Now take time. By tomorrow if you are completing, if possible we shall go with the next day exam and all. Depends upon your preparation. So but this management topic is clear to everyone, common to everyone. So then I will discuss that part. Once it is concluded, I will inform you. Okay. So write as a sub points. Management as an art. In that the sub point is management as an art. Management as an art. So what is the point there, Application of existing knowledge to achieve desired results. Basically the meaning of art is nothing but application of existing knowledge. Whatever you are having the knowledge and all, you are applying to achieve what desired results. Then it's an art. And this is the first feature of art. What is the first features of art, So that is the first point. Write that point, Theoretical knowledge existence. And you can write them as examples. These are the examples for this art. Sir, basically for a management to be mentioned as an art, first we need to know what is meant by art. If those points are satisfying in the management, we can conclude that management as an art. Sir, is this point done by you, Sir, write the heading management as an art as a first point. Under that point you write the next point. And next you are going with the features. What is that point, Features of art. What is the first feature of art, Theoretical knowledge existence. Basically for these all things you should be having some theoretical knowledge, basically. Okay, so you can write those examples. And next feature is what type of application, personalized application. So two speakers, their view will be different. The way they are using that scenario will be different. Okay, and even two actors, they may be having different way of acting and all. So even though it is an art, it is different from person to person. Okay, it is subjective to the persons. And next, even two writers, the way information they want to depict will may change. Okay, this is regarding the second feature. What is the second feature, ma? The second feature there, personalized application. Art may change from person to person. Okay, the examples are two speakers, next one actors, and even two writers. If that part is done, in the art we are having third point. Done with the 2 points till now? Writing now? The main thing is that in the case of theory subject, the most important aspect is that if you want to get good score and all, the side heading should be perfect. If you are altering them, marks will be altered. Okay, to skip that part, write it by practicing regularly. Okay, and what is the third point, ma? Based on practice and creativity. For art, the third point is based on practice and creativity. Based on art and creativity. Okay. Sorry, based on practice and creativity. The more you practice and the more creative you are, you will be successful in the case of art. Okay. For example, martial arts itself an art. How you are teaching that is different. So how you are teaching will vary and it gives the expertise to you. And now we can conclude with a sentence that management can be said to be an art. Write the point there, ma. Management, therefore management can be said to be an art because this is the first point. Management can be said to be an art because a successful manager practices the art of management in day-to-day job. So what are the areas he is managing, ma? All these things, marketing, finance and human resource are being managed by him, and he is connecting all these three departments. Here men are involved. When human beings are involved, the art of managing them is most important because they may be having different conflicts. At the end, if they are not on one right track, organization may not get success. So he needs to manage them, and for this requires what type of knowledge, ma? Theoretical knowledge. So theoretical knowledge, 1 point in arts, similar point is covered here. So we can conclude by this point as management as an art. Okay, what is the second? Is that point till here done, ma? Or still writing? If done with that point, go with the second one, ma. Second justification to conclude that management as an art applies scientific method and knowledge to a given situation. Sir, if you are going fast, I'll go with a slow pace. If no issues, we can proceed. Go with the second one, ma. Applies scientific methods and knowledge to a given situation. So as we are applying the knowledge and all, basically it is a part of art. So art part property, this is management. Okay, is it done with the second point, ma? Done by everyone? So what is required for a person? Under that you write, ma, What is required for a person to be a good manager? What is required for a person to be a good manager? What are those three things, ma? Practice, creativity, imagination. The more creative you are, the more successful manager you will be. What is those three things, ma? Practice, creativity, plus imagination. These three things, if they are forming part of you, you will be a good manager. Okay, done. Next, third point, based on situations, the style of management should differ. Okay, based on situations, the style of management should differ. So if the employees are good and genuine persons, is there a requirement of pressurizing them? Just by giving the basic information, they will do the task done. But if the employees are different guys, they will not listen to you at all. Then which approach is best, ma? What is the type of approach required there? No, they will never listen to you. For first category, if you just motivate them by just small point, that is sufficient. They'll keep on going. But second category of employees are that they will not listen to you and they are money minded. Then what is a better way to treat them or deal them? If we cut salary, they will do the work. Or if we increase the salary, they will do the work. Or if you warn them that if you are delayed by 1 hour, I will make entire day as leave. Then automatically will they be on time? They will be definitely on time, and because of that what will happen, ma? The end result will be different. So for those guys, that should be the way of treating them. But for the guys who are genuine, should we pressurize them? Just if you are motivating once, it is sufficient. As they are genuine, we need not worry with them. Okay. So in the case of organization where employees are genuine, what type of management is required, ma? So motivation, and what is that point, ma? Mainly the style of Gandhi. He will just motivate and he will get the works done by doing himself. First, if he's doing the work, automatically other guys will follow it. But regarding Hitler, Hitler style is different leadership, and even his management is entirely different. If you are doing fine, but if you are not doing his order and all, if you are not implementing the order given by him, it is better to die, because if you are still alive, then the punishment given by him will be worse than death. That's the reality regarding Hitler. So even in the management also there will be different styles. Okay. Next, what is that required, ma? Few things to become a best manager. Under that you write, ma, self-motivated, highly trained, educated, and creative. What are those attributes required for becoming a good manager or a better manager? Under the arts itself, you are having the points. Okay. Still the art part is still continuing there, ma. How to become a best manager? What is the first point there? Self-motivated, highly trained, educated, and creative. Sir, creative, educated, training and all are forming part of art, na? So as they are forming part of art, we can still conclude that management as an art. Okay. Done till here. And this is not required. You can conclude by last sentence, ma. In the case of art part, practical implementation is required. Then practical implementation is required practical implementation is required than paper representation. Paper representation. Just I'm writing the rules and on a paper and I'm sticking on the walls and I'm not following. Is it useful? Than that, paper or implementation is best. Okay. Next. The next question is management as a science. Management as a science. Management as a science. So to call a part or to call any subject as a science, the first point is that it should be having what, ma? Systematized body of knowledge. Right, the point, ma? Systematized body of a knowledge. And what is the key point there, ma? Cause and effect. What is meant by cause and effect, ma? Sir, are we believing science blindly or with reasons? Science is believed with supporting proofs and all. So automatically cause and effect is important. Next, second point, based on experimentation. Second point, based on experimentation. Based on experimentation. In the case of science, the most important second aspect is everything we get through only experiments. If the experiment is successful, we implement it again. Okay, that's a point there. So in that the sentence is what, ma? Tested through repeated experimentations under what type of environment? Controlled conditions, that to artificial environment. And regarding science, the third point, is it done with the fourth one? Sorry, second one, or still writing? Okay. Done, ma? Sir, what are we going through, ma? First, what is meant by art? The meaning has gone through and we compared our management with art. As it is satisfied, we can conclude that management as an art. And next, whether management is a science or not. First, we need to know whether what is meant by science. Once we are clear with the science points, whether this or those points are applicable to our management or not. That's comparison. Okay. And next, third one. What is third one, ma? So everyone is accepting it. One or everyone. Are there any exceptions, ma? For example, for E equal to mc square, something you might have gone through in physics somewhere long back. Is it universally accepted or rejected, ma? Universally accepted. In gravity, gravitational force and all, okay, these are also universally accepted now. So science is a basic point that comes regarding universal accepting. Okay, done with that point. What is that point, ma? Universal validity. So we can conclude that management can be said to be a science. For the first reason, in science, different terms like force, gravity, mass, weight, okay, different principles are there now. In the same way, we are also having different terminology. For that reason, we can have a conclusion that management is science. And the second one, what is the second one, ma? Based on repeated experimentations. So normally management will implement a strategy, and if it is successful, they keep on implementing it. Okay, that's the second one. Write the second one, ma. Based on repeated experimentation. Done with writing. Sir, how Geo started, ma? Do you have any knowledge regarding Geo? Geo. Initially, when they started Geo, what is the process they followed, ma? Free for how many months, ma? Initially 3 months. After that, they increased for next 3 months, and finally they have done something like blocking the slot. If you are having dual SIM mobile, one slot is blocked with a Geo SIM. So, and finally, when the other players from the market, they are no more, what they have done, ma? They increased the prices, and because of Geo, who are no more in the market, and Vodafone and Idea became VI, okay, because of their impact, and even Airtel suffered from some extent, but now it survived to some back. Okay, so they made an experiment, and who gave the suggestion, ma? Freebies. Normally in India, if they give something on base of free, everyone will maximum will take it. Okay, based on that policy, they entered into the market. Okay, that is the management strategy given by the different managing firms. Okay, and next, what is the third one, ma? Application is not universal. Okay, basically for a science, it should be universally accepted. To some extent, there is no universal acceptance. To some extent, but for balance, it is universally accepted now. So for that reason, we can conclude that it is a science. So right, ma? Application is not universal. Application is not universal. Is it done till here? If it is done, so how can you conclude that management as a profession, ma? What is the first point? Just mention the points. Anyway, I will share this file in the group, but writing is important. Okay, what is the first point, ma? To call it as a profession, what is the first point there? Well-defined body of knowledge. For CA, CMA or CS, what is required, ma? Knowledge is mandatory. And what about next one, ma? Is entry restricted or easy entry? Sir, CA, to qualify CA, what are the things to be done? See, what are the levels of things to be done? Foundation, inter, articles, final. Okay, that is main. Okay, and even what is the type of association they are having, ma? So for example, for lawyers, there is some council known as what, ma? Bar council. And for CS, ICI, they are regulating them, how they should function and all. So that is a regulatory body basically. Okay, and what is the last but one body? Ethical code of a conduct. Every profession will be having different code of conduct. I will give you time. Wait, no issues. When I'm giving time, you can write. Okay, you need not worry. Third point is professional association. To call a management as a profession, in the professional's point of view, third point should be satisfied basically. What type of association, ma? Professional association. And what is the fourth one, ma? Ethical code of conduct. What type of conduct, my dear buddies? Sir, for CAs, there's a different conduct, and for medicos, who are medicos? Doctors. For them, there is separate code of conduct, and for engineers, there is separate code of conduct. Okay. What is the fifth point, ma? Fifth point, service motive. Service motive. And next, sir, even though they are collecting money and all, doctors are placed in the list of gods. Are they or not? What not, ma? In which list doctors are placed, ma? In which list? In which list doctors are placed? professional. Yeah, for example, if you place normally, if you treat them as a god, will you treat them as a god, ma? Doctors, you will not. Basically, when a person is suffering, for him he will be visible as a god, basically. Okay, so they treat them as a god basically, and they are giving something service to the public. They are charging, but at the end they are giving service, na? And even lawyers, what is the service they are giving, ma? To whom they are giving? Justice to whom? To anyone or to their own client? To their own client. And CA, after qualifying, what is the service given by him to the client, ma? Tax, basically, tax payment and all. Next, take down the heading, ma. Levels of management. Levels of our management. We are having totally 3 levels of management. The first one is top level management. What is the first one there, ma? So mainly who are forming part of that level? Board of directors, managing directors, and general managers. Draw a triangle, then you can get a better clarity there. Because normally triangle has lesser space at the topest part. Only few guys are in the top management. But in the case of operational level, there are n number of managers depending upon the departments. Write the 3 levels, ma. Top level management, middle level management, and the last one is bottom level management or supervisory or operational. And what about accountability, sir? Accountability, what is the direction of accountability, ma? Bottom to top. And what about authority, ma? From top to bottom. Who has the highest authority? Top management has the highest authority. When we go to the least level, the authority will reduce. The powers they are having will be less. Okay. Done with these points. So these arrows and all are important. And from exam point of view, you need not draw this and all. But if you are having time, you can. Because picture is worth of 1,000 words, no? A picture can convey more than literature and all. Next, go the next one, ma. Functions of a management. Functions of a management. Sir, functions of a management. What are the 5 functions of management, ma? Planning, organizing, staffing, directing, controlling. Okay. First, for example, Nikhil sir is planning for a batch of any course. That is a basic plan, and the top level management, they sit together and they plan basically. Once the planning is done, they will organize the staff and all. Basically, who is responsible for what? Okay, how the premises should be, that is organized. And finally, who should be taking with subject and all, what is subject should be dealt by whom, that is dealt in a staffing. And finally, they should direct the resources to the targets. And if the destination is fine, if it is on right track, no issues. But if they are deviating from the path which we are given, then what is required, ma? Controlling is required. So planning, organizing, staffing, directing, and the last one is controlling. And one more most important aspect is that these all 5 activities or 5 functions should be properly coordinated. If there is no proper coordination among these 5 activities or 5 functions, management will not be successful. Coordination and cooperation is most important. Okay, done with the 5 points. If done, then what is the next one? What is the next one there? So take down the heading, ma. Coordination. So P stands for, O stands for, S stands for, D, C. So they should be properly connected. If they are not connected, the management will not be successful. And the first point of that coordination is this: management has to perform 5 interrelated functions. Interrelated, and they are interdependent mainly. Okay. What is the word there, ma? Synchronization of above 5 functions of 5 departments or different departments. Normally, from organization point of view, what are the departments we are having, ma? What are the departments? Sales department, purchase department, production department. So different marketing, HR and all. So for example, purchase department is responsible for what purpose, ma? Purchase of raw material for our main finished goods. And next, production department is responsible for actual production of conversion of raw material to finished good. And next, what about marketing department, ma? Mainly they go with advertisement to how to make a customer aware of our product. And finally, the sales department will make the product to reach the customer. Okay. And even next, for these all things, what we need? Human staff and all. So that is managed by whom? HR. And even for this all these things, we need finance. So there are separate departments. These all departments should go with the one single motive and with the coordination. For example, our purchase manager procured 500 tons of raw material, but it is not required. Then all the investment got lost. Na? So we might purchase the material on cash. When we are purchasing it without any knowledge that how much is required, that is production department and purchase department, if they are not connected to each other, whatever I purchase may not be used. What quality is required, even if it is not known to me, I may not purchase that quality. So mainly what is required, ma? Of all these functions, coordination. How much we need, what quality we need, at what time we need. This information should be around all the departments. Then they will go on right track. Okay. For that, what is required, buddies? Coordination. Okay. And next, what, ma? Next key point. Coordination is a specific function of management. Mainly to go with all the functions. Coordination is most important aspect. Of all those 5, there should be synchronization. And if they are not properly planned, then it's gone. So do not write this one, not required. Write this 1, 2, 3. Who plans everything, ma? Top management plans. Who plans for everything, ma? Top management will draft a plan. And what is the next step, ma? What is the next step there, buddies? Organizational structure is developed and staffed. So for example, have you ever heard anything regarding SBU? SBU, Strategic Business Unit. Not. So for example, if you go with Reliance has a different business. In that, telecom is one business now. For that one business, they'll have different strategy, different organizational structure, and different management, and different HR team, and everything separated. That will be SBU. Okay. So for us, if you are having a plan, then we will draft different structures. What type of structure is required, whether separate management is required or not. Based on that plan, we will decide. Okay. And automatically our managers will be kept there or aligned there for that. And last one, ma. What is the third point there? To ensure plans are executed. That is what is required, ma. Directing is required. Nothing but supervisors are required to ensure that whether they are reaching to the plans or not. Okay. These 3 are required. But for these 3, what is required, ma? Coordination is required. What I should plan? whom I should require, what type of staff is required, okay, what are the resources I required, and who should supervise. For these all things, what is required, ma? Coordination and cooperation. That's it. Done with that. Next, fourth one. Sir, what is this, ma? What is this means? What is the fourth point meaning, ma? Sir, what we planned may not be reached at every time. So if there are some sort of deviations, it should be properly controlled. Sir, what are the 5 functions? Can you conclude my first one? Plan. Next, developed and staffed. Fourth one, directing, and finally controlling. These all required, and for these all these 5 things, what is required, ma? Coordination is most required. Okay. Even among you, if you are planning for a party, okay, and if you are planning for some trip to Goa and all, basically one is telling that we shall go by train, or we shall go by airways, or we shall go by roadways and all. If there is no proper coordination, cooperation, will the trip be successful, ma? So someone is ready to go into the beach, someone is not willing there, okay, someone is getting angry. If there is no proper coordination among you, will the trip get success or failure? Drastic failure. Okay, that's a point. Just for a small trip, if there is some issues, what about organization which has been investing lakhs and thousands of crores? High coordination among all these 5 functions is required. Okay. Next, if that part is done, go to the next heading, ma. Characteristics or features of a coordination. Features of a coordination. Features of a coordination. Features of a coordination. What is the first feature, ma? Can you read once? You can write after that time. First, what is the first one? Integration means, what is meant by integration, ma? Integration means integration. So for example, these 3 lines are 3 teams. Okay, they are having different functions. We should integrate them, means nothing but we join them or summarize them to get our efforts, mainly regarding organizational success. And what about next one, ma? Sir, what is the second point, ma? Unity of action. If the sales department is having a different motive and purchase department is having a separate motive and objective, will the organization get success? All the departments will be having what motive, ma? One motive, that is one objective, then organization will get a success. If they are not having, if they are having different targets and different motives and all, organization will not be on track. So coordination helps everyone to have one motive mainly. We're done with the second point. If done, what is the third point, ma? So continuously you should be monitored, organization should be monitored and all. So it's a continuous process, basically, not one day process. And even change. Is the change permanent or temporary, ma? Change is permanent. Okay, we should keep on changing based on the environment. For that changes, what is required, ma? Organizational wide cooperation to one motive, and this process is one day process or repetitive process. Repetitive process or continuous process. Okay. And what about next one, ma? Pervasive function. What is this? What is this, ma? So to summarize the, what is the point we have discussed, ma? To summarize the features. Do you have the knowledge of GIO? Garbage in, garbage out. Sir, even if, for example, the production manager is efficient, the purchase manager procured low level or low quality raw material, will he get good products, ma? If the raw material is inefficient or defective, what will be the finished good, ma? It also will be defective. So, but however, if raw material is best in, best out. Okay. So basically, in the case of organization, if all the departments are striving for success or one motive, and they are traveling all together with coordination, they will get success. That's the point. Okay. For example, so what is the process there, buddy? So regarding what, ma? So what is the raw material, buddy? Cocoa beans. Sir, if the cocoa beans are perfect, but if the sugar is defective and all, it has some issues with that quality and all, then will you get the best product, ma? So the same way, this is one department, second department, third department. All should work with the coordination and the cooperation. If no coordination, it's a con. Okay. Next. Done with the fourth point, ma? The fourth point is done. Go to the fifth point. It is repeating point. Responsibility of all managers. Responsibility of all managers. So all level of managers are required to have coordination among them. Done with that point. Next, what is sixth one, ma? What type of function, buddy? Sir, if the members of the organization are not willing, then it's of no use. They should be ready for the change and ready for a cooperation among the different departments. If in the organization, if you are having your own self motives, will not get a success. Done with that function. Finally, you can conclude. Is the 6th point heading done, ma? So what is your final conclusion? What is the final conclusion, ma? Sir, what is the picture depicting to you? What is it conveying to you, ma? What is this, ma? Basically, is it a garland? Something similar to that? Garland. Garland and idea undamma? Okay. That is clear. Sir, here different management functions are coordinated with the help of what, ma? That thread. This thread is nothing but what, ma? Coordination. Okay. Done. So just let us go with a quick summary and all, and we shall end the session. What is the first point there, ma? Importance of coordination. What is the first point there, buddy? Because of drastic change and drastic size of organization, there is a requirement of coordination. And here the best example is, who is that, buddy? Ma? Do you have any idea regarding them, ma? Any idea? Even Zomato or Swiggy may deliver something wrong to us. We might have ordered some food and he might have delivered something different food for us. But Mumbai Dabba Wala will not do such things. Okay, they deliver goods on foot on bicycles and or even by walk. Okay, so basically in the management they have taken as a best example for the success rate and all. And next, what is that, ma? Functional differentiation. Sir, for example, if you are planning for a 5% discount, so marketing department has mentioned that if you give 5% discount, we will get more success. But our finance department is not telling yes for that. So there is no cooperation among them. That is also no use. So because of conflict, there is no coordination. And what about next one, ma? Specialization. Sir, normally in the case of organization, that to large scale organizations, there will be separate departments. So some departments like what, ma? Expert in finance. Who are experts in finance, ma? CA, CMA or MBA finance. Those guys are having some sort of expertise knowledge, na? And even some guys are expert in marketing Okay, and some guys are expert in HR. Okay, so we are having specialization. If you are having specialization, will these guys listen to each other? What is their thought? They feel that they are the boss. This, for example, this guy is a CA, and this guy is, for example, MBA HR. Okay, what is his thought? I'm a qualified CA. Who are you to tell me? Okay, his eyes will be different now, and he will be different. He will not listen, and there won't be any cooperation. And because of this specialization and all, basically, because of this, basically, there won't be impact. Okay, and finally, we can conclude that coordination, because of coordination, whatever product we produce will reach to the consumer at right time, at the right point, at the right price. Okay, done. And DMart is that known to you now? DMart. So who are the consumers of DMart ma? We are consumers, and we are getting every product what we need maximum. And because of the coordination among the internal departments among DMart, we are getting the products on right time at right price. So coordination, is it important or not ma? At most important. Okay, thank you buddies. And tomorrow you go through all the questions, because in your book what are we discussed, the most important topics, go through them once. Okay.
वहाँ पे रखा देखो लास्ट में, वो आपका है। हाँ नहीं, नहीं। वो डोर लगा था। लॉक कर दो डोर। ये देखो सी हियर, देखो national income aggregates we are going to cover here. So how many national income aggregates we do have? 8 aggregates we are having. Sir what are they sir? हमें तो GDP NDP मालूम है जो हम 10th क्लास में सीखे. See apart from GDP NDP there is one more thing called as GNP and NNP. सर फिर भी 4 ही हुए ना. आठ कैसे हुए? आठ कैसे होते बोले तो फिर से जीडीपी, जीएनपी, एनडीपी, एनएनपी. क्लियर सर? फोर थिंग्स यू हैव रिटन अगेन. ये थोड़ी ना 8 हो जाते अलग अलग. सी ये 8 ही है क्योंकि इसका एक टेल है, एमपी, 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 एमपी. बट यहाँ एफसी, 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 एफसी. So okay, GDP at MP is nothing but gross domestic product at market price. NDP at MP is nothing but net domestic product at market price. GNP MP क्या है? Gross national product at market price. NNP MP कितना है? क्या है? Net national product at market price. GDP FC gross domestic product at factor cost. NDP FC net domestic product at factor cost. GNP FC at factor cost. NNP FC नेट नेशनल प्रोडक्ट एट फैक्टर कॉस्ट. यहाँ दो चीज़ें हैं, वन इज एनडीपीएफसी एंड एनएनपीएफसी. वेरी वेरी क्वाइट फेमस. एनडीपीएफसी क्या है बोले तो डोमेस्टिक इनकम, एनएनपीएफसी क्या हो जाता? नेशनल इनकम. अंडरस्टैंड? एनएनपीएफसी नेट नेशनल प्रोडक्ट नहीं है, नेट नेशनल प्रोडक्ट के अलावा वो नेशनल इनकम भी है. नाउ व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय नेशनल इनकम? हाँ, nation's income. हाँ, very good. और the total value of the goods and services produced in a country during a given period of time is called as what? National income. That can be measured in how many methods? 3 methods: product method, income method, expenditure method. क्या है वो national income? क्या है? The total value of goods and services produced in a country during a given period of time is called as what? National income. National income can be measured under how many methods? 3 methods: product method, income method, expenditure method. ठीक है? 3 methods क्या है माँ? एक है प्रोडक्ट और एक है एक्सपेंडिचर. अब जो प्रोडक्ट आता, प्रोडक्ट मेथड के लिए दुनिया भर के नाम है. क्लियर? प्रोडक्ट मेथड इज नथिंग बट कॉल्ड एज वैल्यू एडेड. क्या चीज? ये क्या है? वैल्यू एडेड मेथड, commodity service method, inventory outlay method. right? ये हो गया हमारा basic distinction. okay, how many aggregates do we have ma? 8. what are they? GDP MP, GNP MP, NDP MP, NNP MP. फिर सेम विथ एफसी, 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 एफसी. सर वाई दिस इज टोटली डिफरेंट विथ दिस एनएनपीएफसी? ऐसा क्यों डिफरेंट है? देखो माँ, एक हो गया जीडीपी एमपी और हो गया एनएनपी एफसी. राइट? यहाँ पर आप क्या देख पा रहे? फर्स्ट वन इज नथिंग बट व्हाट? ग्रॉस. सेकंड इसमें क्या? नेट. सर ग्रॉस एंड नेट, व्हाट इज ग्रॉस, व्हाट इज नेट? व्हाट इज ग्रॉस, व्हाट इज नेट? लास्ट ईयर 11th क्लास अकाउंट्स में एक चैप्टर रहता था डिप्रिसिएशन अकाउंट्स. करे क्या आप? फिक्स्ड असेट फर्स्ट ईयर 1 लाख था, आफ्टर ईयर एंड इट वाज 80,000. क्या हो गया यहाँ? सो इनिशियल 1 लाख इज नथिंग बट ग्रॉस वैल्यू, लास्ट एंडिंग वैल्यू इज नथिंग बट व्हाट? नेट वैल्यू. सो ग्रॉस वैल्यू 1 लाख था, नेट वैल्यू 80,000. व्हाट वाज द चेंज? 20,000. व्हाई इट वाज चेंज? डिप्रिसिएशन. सो फॉर्मूला बता सकते हैं क्या आप? G माइनस डिप्रिसिएशन विल गिव यू व्हाट? नेट. सो अगर मेरे को नेट चाहिए तो ग्रॉस में से डिप्रिसिएशन निकालेंगे. सेम अगर मेरे को ग्रॉस चाहिए तो नेट को ऐड डिप्रिसिएशन. क्लियर? ओके, अंडरस्टैंड? नॉट डिड नॉट अंडरस्टैंड? सी दीक्षित, आपको घर में क्या बुलाते हैं? क्या नाम से बुलाते हैं? सेम दीक्षित ही बुलाते हैं, नो निकनेम्स. वेरी गुड बॉय. आप करें? हाँ हाँ, जोएल. उसका निकनेम ही नहीं है. क्या बुलाते हैं? हाँ हाँ, वही निकनेम. क्या बुलाते? बोलो. सिचुएशन टू सिचुएशन निकनेम चेंज हो जाता है तेरे को. फ्रूटी मजा. हाँ क्या क्या? ओके, सो सी सिमिलरली ये डिप्रिसिएशन को भी थोड़े बहुत निकनाम है. ओके, देर आर निकनेम्स फॉर इट. वन इज कंजम्पशन ऑफ फिक्स्ड कैपिटल. ये क्या है माँ? कंजम्पशन ऑफ fixed capital is nothing but what? Any doubts? ये समझ में आया? Consumption of fixed capital is nothing but what? Depreciation. Clear? Got it? Did not understand? हाँ, depreciation क्या है? Consumption of fixed capital. Clear? Understood? ये ग्रॉस और नेट में फर्क क्यों रहता? डेप्रिसिएशन. ग्रॉस माइनस डेप्रिसिएशन विल गिव यू व्हाट? नेट. ग्रॉस इज इक्वल टू नेट प्लस डेप्रिसिएशन. ओके, क्लियर? नेट इज इक्वल टू ग्रॉस माइनस डेप्रिसिएशन. ये हो गया. सर आप तो सिर्फ जी एन बता के खत्म कर देंगे क्या? यहाँ क्या है? डी और एन. डी फॉर व्हाट? एन फॉर व्हाट? नेशनल. सर डोमेस्टिक और नेशनल में फर्क क्या है? वेरी सिंपल. वैन यूसेन, लुइस फिलिप, ऐसे बहुत ब्रांड्स देखे होंगे आप, राइट? ये इंडियन ब्रांड्स है क्या? है? फॉरेन ब्रांड नहीं है? प्यूमा, नाइकी, फॉरेन ब्रांड. सो अभी देखो, इंडियन ब्रांड इज डोमेस्टिक इनकम, फॉरेन ब्रांड इज व्हाट? नेशनल इनकम. समझ में आया? क्लियर? सो डोमेस्टिक और नेशनल में फर्क जो रहता ना, दैट इज नथिंग बट एन एफ आई ए. एन एफ आई ए इज नथिंग बट व्हाट? नेट फैक्टर अब्रॉड. ये आएगा एन एफ आई ए, नेट फैक्टर इनकम फ्रॉम अब्रॉड. एनी डाउट्स? क्लियर? नेट फैक्टर इनकम फ्रॉम अब्रॉड कैसे आएगा? फुटबॉल देखते क्या? क्लियर? फुटबॉल में एक फेमस कप रहता है, उसको क्या बोलते हैं? फीफा 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 वर्ल्ड कप. और एक क्या है? फीटा. राइट? फीफा माइनस फीटा विल गिव यू व्हाट? एन एफ आई ए. क्लियर? फीफा इज नथिंग बट व्हाट? क्या? FIFA minus FITA. Now what is FIFA and what is FITA? FIFA is nothing but factor income from abroad. FIFA is nothing but what ma? Factor income from abroad. FITA क्या है? Factor income to abroad. The difference between FIFA and FITA. Okay. The difference between FIFA and FITA will give you what? NFIA. FIFA minus FITA will give you what? NFIA. Any doubts? Did not understand or understood? Clear, right? FIFA minus FITA क्या देगा आपको? Net factor income from abroad. अगर ये FIFA minus FITA नेगेटिव है समझो, जनरली पॉजिटिव ही रहता. पॉजिटिव हो गया तो क्या? Net factor income from abroad. वही अगर नेगेटिव है समझो, Net factor income to abroad. राइट? ये हो गया फीफा माइनस फीटा, ये हो गया ये. क्लियर? इससे आपको ये तो समझ में आ जाना चाहिए. नेक्स्ट वी आर हियर. एनएनपीएफसी को क्या बोल के बोला मैं? नेशनल इनकम. यहाँ क्या है? जीडीपी एमपी. अब देखो माँ, फिर से ग्रॉस एंड नेट का डिफरेंस क्यों आता? बिकॉज ऑफ डेप्रिसिएशन. नेशनल और डोमेस्टिक का डिफरेंस क्यों आता? इनकम फ्रॉम अब्रॉड एंड टू अब्रॉड. नेक्स्ट एफसी फैक्टर कॉस्ट, एमपी मार्केट प्राइस. द डिफरेंस बिटवीन मार्केट प्राइस एंड फैक्टर कॉस्ट एग्जिस्ट ड्यू टू मार्केट प्राइस फैक्टर कॉस्ट. ये कैसे एग्जिस्ट करेंगे? क्यों एग्जिस्ट करेंगे? क्लियर? द डिफरेंस बिटवीन मार्केट प्राइस एंड फैक्टर कॉस्ट हमें क्या मालूम सर? अब देखो ये पेन है. क्लियर? ये पेन 100 रुपए का बनेगा, बट एक हार्मफुल पेन भी रहेगा, दैट इज कॉल्ड एज व्हाट? जीएसटी. सो 100 रुपीज का पेन, 18 रुपीज टैक्स पे करने के बाद 100 प्लस 18 कितना हो गया? 118. आपका फेवरेट कॉन्सर्ट मूवी टिकट यू वांट, ओके? फेवरेट कॉन्सर्ट टिकट चाहिए आपको. वो कॉन्सर्ट का टिकट है 10,000, बट उसको जब पेन क्या रहेगा बोले तो 1800 रुपीज जीएसटी ऐड होके वो टिकट बन जाएगा 11,800. क्लियर? थोड़े थोड़े लग्जरियस आइटम रहते हैं, उसके ऊपर क्या? 28%, 2,800. या तो आंसू नहीं, खून आएगा. क्लियर? व्हेन यू पे this much GST, clear, on a product, but you don't know that on every product what you are using you are paying GST. आप एक टी शर्ट पहन रहे हो, टी शर्ट पर जीएसटी है. क्लियर? स्पेक्ट्स, उसके ऊपर भी जीएसटी रहेगा. ओके? ट्यूशन फीस जीएसटी. हाँ कैश में आए तो कैश में, इट्स लाइव स्ट्रीम। हाँ क्या, ये क्या, दिस इज प्राइवेट नो रे, आपका स्कूल एनपीओ है, नॉन प्रॉफिट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन। स्कूल प्राइवेट स्कूल नाम के लिए है, बट योर स्कूल इज ऑल्सो ट्रस्ट, देर इज बाई लॉस, यू कांट डू बिजनेस विथ एजुकेशन। कर रहे बोले तो उन लोग जीएसटी पे करने का जरूरत नहीं रहता ना। आईएलटी एकेडमी एनपीओ का है रे, आईएलटी एकेडमी एनपीओ नहीं है, निखिल सेवा समिति है, मैं कर रहा हूँ पूरा। राइट, अंडरस्टैंड डिड नॉट अंडरस्टैंड। अब मार्केट प्राइस और फैक्टर कॉस्ट जो है ना, फैक्टर कॉस्ट कितना है यहाँ 10,000, बट इसको क्या ऐड करें हम, इनडायरेक्ट टैक्स। कभी कभी सी देर आर टू टाइप्स ऑफ प्रोडक्ट्स इसके लिए, मैं पॉपकॉर्न एंड ये कैरामल पॉपकॉर्न। व्हाट इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन पॉपकॉर्न एंड कैरामल पॉपकॉर्न, यू नो? जीएसटी, हाँ बोलो बोलो। 28, हाँ, बट पॉपकॉर्न में कितना है, 18, 18 से 28, नहीं नहीं ये 5-10 कुछ है, वो 18 है शायद, हाँ वो 18% है, 5% है ये, यहाँ 18%। when popcorn gets added the flavor of caramel, no, it will be automatically converted into what, sugar। ये मेरा लाइन्स नहीं है, हमारा फेमस फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर निर्मला सीतारामन जी का लाइन है, when caramel is added, no, automatically sugar is being added into it। इसलिए क्या, इसमें सब्सिडी नहीं है, 18% की जगह 5% ही है, बट यहाँ क्या है 18%, इनका रेट 5% ही है, बट ये सब्सिडी रेट में आ गया आपको, वरना तो इसका भी 18% ही रहता था। क्लियर? सो नेट इनडायरेक्ट टैक्स इज नथिंग बट आईटी माइनस व्हाट, सब्सिडीज। क्लियर? नेट इनडायरेक्ट टैक्स इज नथिंग बट व्हाट, आईटी माइनस सब्सिडीज। अब 10,000 का प्रोडक्ट है, क्लियर, जनरली यू नीड टू पे 18% टैक्स, तो कितना हो गया जीएसटी, 1800, राइट? बट गवर्नमेंट बोल रही है आप वो प्रोडक्ट यूज करने के लिए गवर्नमेंट इज गोइंग टू गिव यू सब्सिडी ऑफ 500, सो नेट इनडायरेक्ट टैक्स कितना हो गया आपका, 1300। दिस इज नथिंग बट इनडायरेक्ट टैक्स, दिस इज नथिंग बट व्हाट, सब्सिडी। क्लियर? इनडायरेक्ट टैक्स माइनस सब्सिडी इज हाउ मच, 1300। क्लियर? ये नेट इनडायरेक्ट टैक्स हो गया। आया मैं समझ में, नहीं आया? क्लियर? सो लास्ट एंड फाइनल थिंग, जीडीपी, एमपी और एनएनपी, एफसी। सो फर्स्ट क्या फर्क है, ग्रॉस एंड नेट, बिकॉज ऑफ व्हाट, ग्रॉस एंड नेट का फर्क क्या रहता है, डेप्रिसिएशन। डी एंड एन, डोमेस्टिक एंड नेशनल का फर्क किस वजह से होता, नेट फैक्टर इनकम फ्रॉम अब्रॉड। नेक्स्ट एमपी एंड एफसी का फर्क क्यों रहता, मार्केट प्राइस एंड फैक्टर कॉस्ट, नेट इनडायरेक्ट टैक्स की वजह से होता। एनआईटी का फॉर्मूला क्या है, आईटी माइनस सब्सिडी। एनएफआई ये कैसे आएगा, फीफा माइनस डेप्रिसिएशन, ऑल्टरनेटिव नेम क्या है, कंजम्पशन ऑफ फिक्स्ड कैपिटल। ये हो गया आपका एग्रीगेट्स। समझ में आया ना माँ, कितने एग्रीगेट्स हैं, डेप्रिसिएशन क्यों आता है, समझ में आया ना? क्लियर? एनआईटी ऑल्सो यू अंडरस्टूड, राइट? इतने फॉर्मूलाज पढ़ने का जरूरत नहीं है, डायरेक्टली कर सकते हैं। नाउ लेट अस जंप इनटू द सम्स। ये क्वेश्चन देखो कैसे करना, इलस्ट्रेशन नंबर 1 देख सकते हैं, राइट? आप ओके, इलस्ट्रेशन नंबर 1 में क्या फाइंड करने के लिए बोल रहे हैं, स्ट्रीम स्टॉप नहीं करा क्या? अरे एसी ऑफ कर दो। क्या हुआ? ये देखो मैं, क्या हुआ? हेलो, ये देखो मैं, कैलकुलेट एनडीपी एफसी, व्हाट दे आर आस्किंग, एनडीपी एंड क्वेश्चन में क्या दिए देखो, जीएनपी एट एमपी। सो एनडीपी एफसी चाहिए हमें, जीएनपी एट एमपी इज गिवन। सो फर्स्ट वन इज व्हाट, ग्रॉस एंड नेट। डिफरेंस क्या है ग्रॉस एंड नेट का? क्या करना, ऐड और माइनस? अरे देखो रे अच्छी तरह से, माइनस डेप्रिसिएशन, नेशनल एंड डोमेस्टिक। डोमेस्टिक चाहिए, नेशनल में से एनएफआई निकालेंगे या प्लेस करेंगे? माइनस माइनस एनएफआई। नेक्स्ट, फैक्टर कॉस्ट मार्केट प्राइस माइनस एनआईटी। वेरी गुड, क्लियर। सो आप क्वेश्चन में ढूंढ लो, जीएनपी एमपी है क्या, 8000, क्लियर। डेप्रिसिएशन कितना है, 600, माइनस एनएफआई कितना है, 300, एंड एनआईटी कितना है, 700। सो यहाँ से कितना आता, 8 में से 6 3 6 3 9 9 9 17 16 6400 हो गया। ये लिखे तो एक मार्क भी नहीं आता, क्योंकि क्रोर्स रहना चाहिए, राइट। फिर भी नहीं मिलता। हेलो सर, हाँ बोलिए सर। एवरीथिंग इज, हाँ हाँ वो केबल है आपके पास, वो लाइटनिंग केबल, लाइटिंग केबल मैं जाऊंगा लाने के लिए, बट एक दिन के लिए आप लाइए। अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट एवरीथिंग इज रेडी, इंक्लूडिंग पेंट एंड ऑल। ठीक है सर, प्रिंट आउट दे देता हूँ मैं, वहाँ ही रख देता हूँ, मैं चले लेता हूँ। ठीक है सर। ये देखो माँ, कैलकुलेट जीडीपी एट एमपी। सो हाउ डू यू कैलकुलेट जीडीपी एट एमपी? व्हाट इज गिवन इन दिस क्वेश्चन, एनएनपी एट एफसी, नेट ग्रॉस। क्या करना चाहिए, डिप्रिसिएशन को प्लस डिप्रिसिएशन। ये नेशनल है, ये डोमेस्टिक है, क्या करेंगे, माइनस एनएफआई है, ये फैक्टर कॉस्ट है, ये मार्केट प्राइस है, एनआईडी को क्या करेंगे, ऐड। दैट्स इट। अंडरस्टूड, डिड नॉट अंडरस्टैंड? फैक्टर कॉस्ट को एनआईडी ऐड करें तब मार्केट प्राइस आएगा। क्लियर, अंडरस्टूड, डिड नॉट अंडरस्टैंड? मा एनएनपी एफसी कितना है, 2000, डिप्रिसिएशन है क्या है, 200, एनएफआई है देखो क्या बोल के है, मैं बोला ना फीफा फीटा, 110 माइनस 50 कितना है, 60, एनआईडी कितना है, 180 माइनस 70 110, 2200 2310 minus 60 2250 CR. That's it. Any doubts? Did not understand. Clear? Fast ये आंसर चाहिए मेरे को। कैलकुलेट एनडीपीएफसी, 1 मिनट। हो गया क्या ये, 1 मिनट हो गया ना? Domestic income is only NDPFC. We have discussed in the starting of class. हाँ, मेरे को नहीं मालूम। सब्सिडी कब मिलता आपको? हाँ, 5,000 NIT में, NIT बोले तो क्या, IT माइनस सब्सिडी, नेट इनडायरेक्ट टैक्स। डन आया 5,400। अब देखो माँ, व्हाट दे आर आस्किंग यू टू फाइंड, NDP एट FC। हमें क्या दिया हुआ है क्वेश्चन में? क्रॉस है, नेट कैसे करेंगे? माइनस डिप्रिसिएशन, डोमेस्टिक नेशनल क्या करेंगे? माइनस NFIA, मार्केट प्राइस माइनस NIT। क्लियर, सेम सम करेंगे। GDP MP कितना है? 6,000। डिप्रिसिएशन दिया क्या? दिया 100, माइनस NFIA कैसे आएगा? फीफा ओ डायरेक्टली दे दिया ना रे, NFIA 400, माइनस NIT इनडायरेक्ट टैक्स माइनस सब्सिडी 300 माइनस 200, 100 कितना हो जाएगा? हाँ 5,400। दैट्स इट। एनी डाउट्स? डिड नॉट अंडरस्टैंड? आया समझ में? नहीं आया? क्लियर? ये करो फास्ट फास्ट। आपके वाला खड़े कोई अंदर Hey. डन थर्ड वाला देखो आ गया यार सेकंड वाला आंसर 5050 थर्ड वाला देखो